Hey YouTubers, my name is Greta, and this is my first video. YouTube, I'm not sure what it's going to come out like. I'm not real tech savvy. I'm not real familiar with the whole process, but I'm going to give it a shot because I hope to be able to help somebody like I wish I would have been advised growing up, because coming out as lesbian in a traditional Mexican family was not easy. But anyway, let me start by telling you about myself. My name is Greta. Um, I am the youngest of 9 kids. Yes, 9 kids. Again, we're Mexican. My mother wanted to, keep up with the traditions. I'm 51 years old, and I have a girlfriend. I've been with her for over 7 years that I love dearly. But I came out when I was in my early 20s, maybe 21 or 22. And man, what a ride it was. Um, but let me try to start from the beginning. So I knew when I was, growing up, 3, 4, 5 years old, and whenever we would play house, of course, I always had, there's, in my family, I have 6 sisters and 2 brothers, so I always had a group of friends. So growing up, and we'd play house and stuff, and I'd always tell them, I want to be the dad, I want to be the dad. Um, so I don't know how my mother didn't have a clue when I did come out, but that was the beginning. That was the organic time when it was just natural that I was attracted to women. I mean, I definitely was born gay. So when I got older, maybe 14, 15, and you're in high school and everybody's, going through the little crushes and stuff, I was having crushes on girls and teachers and whatever, but I was in such denial. I mean, even though internally I was attracted to women or girls, um, I couldn't accept it. I couldn't deal with it. I just denied it. And if anybody talked about somebody being gay, I would talk bad about them. I would laugh the loudest. Um, and just the thought of it embarrassed me, you know. And so my high school years were miserable. It was miserable. It was all just fake. And I did have a boyfriend. Of course, I never did anything with him. I'm sure kids in high school were having sex and stuff, and I had no interest in that with a guy. So it was a miserable time for me. At times, I was suicidal. I was so confused, and then I had nobody to talk to about that. Nobody that would have understood. My mom is back then was Catholic. Now she's just Christian. She's non-denominational. She goes to a non-denominational church, and there's no like Hallmark. Let me go sit down and tell my parents, and they're gonna be like, "Well, we love you anyway." No, that was not the case for me. So it was a very, very confusing and trying time for me. Uh, and then I'd been out of school for a few years, and I was working at a bank, and this um, oh, I lived with one of my sisters. She and I lived together, and she came home one day and told me that this girl had hit on her, and I'm like, no way! Oh my gosh, that's disgusting. But inside, I'm thinking, who is this girl? I want to know her, because that was like the first female gay person that I had ever heard of. As crazy as it sounds now to me, that was the first time I had like somebody that was I could actually meet in person, because everybody before gay was just a somebody knew somebody that knew somebody. I've never been around a gay person. So it turns out that this girl, uh, her best friend, I worked with her. So I made up some excuse to meet that person, and we did. She met with me. I don't even remember what the situation was, but she did meet with me, and she was at that time I was like 21 or 22. She was like 36 and married, but she was hitting on my sister. So long story short, I had dinner with her talking about everything but, and then when at the end of the night I leaned in to kiss her, and we kissed, and it was just like finally I understood what everything was about. The fireworks and the butterflies in the stomach and all of that was just like, uh, I experienced it all in that one kiss. And but the funny thing is that the next day we made out in her car, just kissing. But the next day, like, I was so embarrassed and I felt so dirty. And like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. And she kept calling me, and I wouldn't take her calls because I was just like, no, that didn't just happen. I didn't just do that. But she did. She was insistent, and she ended up coming to our apartment, and I had to hurry up and rush her away because my sister knew this was a girl that hit on her. So it was crazy. That was my first experience, and I'm gonna leave it at that for now. I'm gonna talk to you guys more about my crazy life. I have some stories that are unbelievable, and the trials that I've been through and continue to go through. Um, but I appreciate you popping in to hear my video. I will post videos again soon, and take you guys through my life and what I experienced and what I've learned, and hopefully I can help one person. I was called that back then, and I know now we call the little new butches that come out baby butches. So if there's any baby butches out there that are, you know, feeling confused or whatever, I hope I can help somebody, because God knows I wish I would have had somebody to talk to back then. It would have made the experience so much better. And, I know times have changed a lot because I hear about these butch girls that are in high school and have all kind of girls after them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if that would have been the case for me, life would have been great, but it wasn't. But anyway, I'm thank you for listening to my video, and forgive me for any glitches or any stuttering I do, or just the whole newness of it. I'm going to try to learn as I go, and I appreciate you listening. Bye.